let's be very clear right up front. I've never worked in public health. I've never really been drawn to work in public health. I'm not a nurse. I don't have a medical background. And when I think about your world, for instance, I've never sat down and counseled or coached a pregnant mother and perhaps the father and talked about the future of that baby and those choices, let alone maybe even the preemptive conversation about how to manage a condom. I've never had that conversation with anyone. And I think there's people in this room who have. And I've never stuck anyone with a needle, ever. No vaccinations, no blood draws, no HIV testing. Although I remember clearly a winter day in 2010 when my children and I stood in line for hours in the parking garage while our public health professionals gave 20,000 or more vaccinations to protect our community from H1N1. You see, I'm not one of you. I'm the public. I'm who you serve. And what I have come to learn as I've deeply researched who you are and what you do is that when it comes to the public and when it comes to public health, the public doesn't have a clue about what you all do. And I make it a personal mission that each time I speak with an organization, which I do all over the country, it's sort of my nerdy self gets satisfied because I get to dive in and interview and research and learn about what it is that you do and why you do it. And for instance, one of the things that came to pass is that in 1900, average age expectancy, about 47 years. Currently now, we've added 30 years to our life. And the data will tell us that about 85% of what we can attribute to that is clean water and vaccinations. And you're all nodding because I'm preaching to this choir, because to me, that's really just good public health. And as I was touring one of your county facilities, this was on the shelf. It's in these micro moments. And I wish I had been standing there with my kids to say, see, this is why I don't let you drink this crap. It's loaded with sugar. And here's the visual. But when I go to my mainstream healthcare facility, this display doesn't exist. It exists at your doorstep. How lucky these families are. How lucky we are to have you serving us. So taking that spirit into today, and when Denise and I chatted about this closing session, I said, well, what do you want, Denise? What do you want as people walk out the door? Well, I want some levity, Karen, because we've been in our brains for days, so we don't need any graphs and charts and lots of note-taking. And I want them to feel renewed and committed and energized to keep doing the work that they do. Oh, you want me to be a motivational speaker? And I'm thinking about that. And I'm sorry, Denise, but I don't think these people need to be motivated. They're clearly motivated. Here you are. And you will go again tomorrow and the next day and the next day and keep stepping up. So the best I can hope for in this short time we have together is, yes, to share some levity and stories and maybe some inspiration from my life, because that's the only one I can speak from, is the river I stand in. But to also provide a few real-world superhero strategies to give that cape a little bit aloft so that you can continue to do the very demanding and often underfunded and underappreciated work that you have been called to do. And there's some individuals in this room who I reached out to in order to be more prepared to meet you all today. And I brought a little gift. Kim, where did you go? Oh, there you are, right in front of me. So there's a number of folks that I spoke to prior to arriving here, and Kim was one of them and helped me to be educated. A little evening in Missoula tea. Right. I call this Karen's community. Instant community, just add water. Gail, I'm so glad she just snuck in the back door. I actually should have a roll of duct tape for Gail, because that's really what Gail has been to this event, is the duct tape. The communication, the details, the food, the watering, the caring of all of us. So thank you, Gail. And I see all of you in that spirit as truly the midwives of our communities. Not just birthing babies, but birthing health and wellness on an individual level, a system level, a community and family level. You are our midwives. On behalf of the public, as a mom, as a young woman, as a citizen, I thank you. Thank you. Thank you.